She ain't busy. Yeah, she ain't busy like that.
Hello, 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 everyone, everybody. Welcome to the lounge, your 4 o'clock happy hour. I'm your host, Marlena. My co-host, DannyBoy is out today. But hey, I'm going to keep it moving, keep it going. Hope everybody's had a great Wednesday so far. You in for a great show today. As we promised last week, we're going to have Vick Allen on the show today. He's going to come in and join us a little bit later. So definitely, if you have any questions for Vic, you can reach out to us at 601-948-5950. That's 601-948-5950. As always, we start the show with things that happened since our last show. I know as we usually, we have our Southern Soul Tuesdays. And for those of you who tuned in during episode 15, we had Miss Jennifer Watts, the Foxy Lady of Southern Soul, on the show with Lex Luger. So she came to Southern Soul Tuesday yesterday, and she brought down the house. So thank you so much for Jennifer for coming in and showing out yesterday on Southern Soul Tuesday. We also had open mic, so we're going to do it again this upcoming Tuesday. So if you're an artist and you have original music, stop on by M-Bar next Tuesday, and we'll get you on the mic. You can, you can showcase your songs in front of the people there at M-Bar, and anybody. If you're an artist that's interested in performing for Southern Soul Tuesday, visit us on the Lounge radio show on Facebook. There's a link there for you to register, and also just reach out to me as well. We would love to have you on. Also, we're doing a giveaway on the Lounge radio show on Facebook page. As you know, and then for those who don't know, on August the 18th is the We Got Soul show in Utica, Mississippi. And that's about 2 weeks from now. That show is going to have West Love. It's going to have Marcellus the singer, FPJ, Young Guy, Cecily Wilborn, Squirt Kelly. You got I think I said B2K already. Earl Jackson. You got Action of 55 Boys, Coco, JL Thompson. I'm sorry, JL Thompson. And we're doing a giveaway. So visit us on the Lounge Radio Show Facebook page. Make sure to follow the page. And on that post you see with the giveaway, tag 2 people, and we will be giving away 2 tickets. One person will win 2 tickets. The contest ends on Tuesday, August the 15th, and the winner will be announced on Friday, August the 16th. So definitely check that out. Guys, there's a lot of, like I said, shows and just being able to be around with this Southern Soul. And so definitely support the artists. You're definitely going to be for a good time whenever you go to any of the shows. So definitely, check out those shows, check out those artists. And if you are a promoter and you have a show, reach out to us. We would love to assist you with promoting your show as well. Let's see. I went to an award show over Sunday. I was with Candy Janae. Shout out my girl Candy. She won an award in Atlanta at the Radio and Records Awards. She won for the Best Female Southern Soul Artist. So congratulations, Candy, on that huge win and achievement. It was a great experience. I know we had a little roughness as far as the award show itself, but overall we went there for a great cause. So shout out to Candy for that award, and shout out to all the artists, male and female, that's doing your thing out there. Like I said, we're so proud of you, and anything that the Lounge can do here to work with you, we're more than happy to do. Let's see. I guess we're not gonna prolong it. Handy, I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna go on to okay. The Handy told me he said, wait 1 second. We're gonna just play a song. Handy, I'm gonna let you be your choice, any song, and then when we come back, we're gonna have Vick Allen. So excited to dive in with him. I know I have a couple questions for Mr. Allen. I got a couple questions for Mr. Allen, so we're gonna dive in some stuff. We're gonna dive in some of the songs, Forbidden Love Affair. We're gonna dive into it. So I'm so excited about that. And again, if you have questions for Vick, you can reach out to us at 601-948-5950. That's 601-948-5950. Let's see, what else do we have here? Nope, we have another show. Same with Platinum Boy Mitch. And that show is in Mendenhall in September. So be on the lookout for that. We're going to be having tickets and giving away tickets for that show as well. If you attend Southern Soul Tuesday at M-Bar, we do giveaways all the time there, from gift cards or cash, or even up to free tickets. So be sure to come out, support that Southern Soul Tuesday. It's a good opportunity to get away on a Tuesday night. Just to relax for a little while. Southern Soul Tuesday is from 5:30 to 7:30 every Tuesday, and you get live music and a great mix of Southern Soul from the official DJ of Southern Soul, DJ Big O 601. So a great time. It's free to get in, so you don't have to pay. And M-Bar offers 2-for-1 drinks because it is during the happy hour. So 2-for-1 drinks, and it's $3 Taco Tuesday as well. So a great opportunity to get away, get off work, stop by M-Bar and check us out. Southern Soul Tuesday, every Tuesday at M-Bar. So I'm gonna, Handy, you ready for us? We're gonna let Handy get us a song. And when we come back, y'all on the side, y'all stay tuned. You don't want to miss this. Our interview with Mr. Vick Allen.
With me at the show one night, just crying so hard. I said, "Baby, what's wrong?" She said, "I'm out for big love affair." I said, "What's that?" She said, "Let me tell you what that is." Here's what she said. Well, it must have been that red dress that she wore to Sunday school. The preacher smiled and winked his eye and said, "I need to talk to you." So he gave the number to his private phone and said, "Call me later on." And they cooked up and get thrown upstairs. She said, "I know I did wrong." Here's what she said. "I made love to the preacher, and he's got kids and a wife. My friends all say I must be crazy, but the baby and the thing ain't right." She said, "I sure wanna go to heaven, but I sure can't go tonight. I'm never falling love myself, and I can't tell why." She said he called her back later on. Said he wanted to apologize. He said, "What happened between me and you? Heaven knows that it wasn't right." He said, "We really need to meet again, so we could pray for forgiveness." But when they got down on their knees, they did the same damn thing again. She said, "I made love to the preacher, and he's got kids and a wife. My friends all say I must be crazy, but they ain't the thing ain't right." She said, "I sure wanna go to heaven, but I sure can't go tonight, because she's in a forbidden love affair, and I can't tell them where." She said, "Everything got cool, they just kept it on the down low." He said, "Let's be real discreet, nobody ever has to know." Then her stomach started getting slow. People got suspicious when she brought the child to church. It looked just like the preacher painted picture. She said, I'm in love with the preacher. He's got kids. Oh, I feel so sorry for y'all. Don't say I must be crazy. I'm in the bed. She said, yeah. She's beautiful, in love with that. My fellas, I want you to listen. Some of these preachers out here ain't living what they teach. That's right. Just because a little joker got 2 or 3 locations, all surrounded by people fences. Don't mean he practicing what he preaches. Nah. Once in a while, you have to watch him. You shake your hand and give your wife a wet kiss on the jaw. Something ain't right with that. So when they do that, you gotta look in the eye and tell them the same thing I tell my preacher. I said, look at here, brother. Don't bother mine, and I won't bother yours. Bother yours. Oh Lord, have mercy, y'all. That's what we come here for. I don't bother mine, bother yours. Yeah. Listen, Reverend, that's what we come here for. She said, I'm in love to the preacher, and he's got kids. Oh, Lord, have mercy, now. Don't say I must be crazy. I'm in the bed. She said, I sure wanna go to heaven, so don't go tonight. I'm in love with her.
All right. We are back. Make sure you. And as I promised, we have in the studio in the station, Mr. Vick Allen.
Hey.
Vick, how you doing?
Doing good. How you doing,
Hey,
Marlena?
look, I've been waiting on this interview for a while, so I'm so happy you doing this. Thank you for taking the time to come
Thanks
in.
for having me. We've been talking about it for a minute.
We got it
together.
I appreciate it. And look, I know you got a lot of fans tuning in here. We got Nancy said, "Hey, Vick, nice to see you still around. Congrats on moving, still around. So you ain't going nowhere. Congrats on moving and on doing things on your own. I wish you success. God bless."
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And then I know the big one, probably a lot of achievements you've had, but you won an award from New Orleans. Tell us about that award that you won and went on to receive this weekend.
Yeah, we went to Biloxi. We received the Just Blues Award. It's called the William Bell Soul and Blues Award.
Okay, and I know that was a huge honor.
Yeah. I normally, I said it on social media. I normally don't get too excited over awards, but William Bell, when I saw his name on it, that got my attention because I'm a huge fan of William Bell.
Yeah,
legendary artist, legendary person, and I wanted to be there in person to accept that. So it was a great honor.
Well deserved. We're gonna dive in. I don't know, 40 minutes enough time to go into your journey, but we're gonna try. We're gonna try a little bit.
Right.
So for those of them who've been living on the rock, as I say a lot, tell us. I know you started out as a quartet, right?
That's
It's gospel.
That's
we
right.
had our friend on from the Can Spirituals.
Harvey
Watkins. How can I forget Harvey Watkins? We had Mr. Harvey Watkins on, and he said his son, Vick Allen, he proud of you and all you're doing. So let's start there. You started, was that the first group that you started when you started singing gospel?
Oh, no. First group I was in high school.
Okay.
And we had a little group that was based out of Raymond, Mississippi called the B&B Singers.
Okay.
Rick Lawson, we were in the same group together.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
Me and Rick Lawson, Lamar Nelson, rest in peace.
Yeah.
Fred Peony was our drummer. Sylvester was in the group. Kendall Brown was playing guitar. We were just young, and but we enjoyed what we were doing, and we messed around and got pretty good at it. And I was in high school.
Okay.
We started getting booked out of town, Louisiana, Chicago.
That's huge for a high schooler, though. And what was this, 90? What year? Don't want to tell. It was around that time.
No, it was actually a little before that.
Oh, okay. Well, we're gonna say approximately. we won't.
We'll say 90.
But that was still huge. There was no social media back then. There was no, How did they discover you guys back then?
Well, we recorded a demo. We went in the studio and recorded a 2-song demo. And I had never been in the studio before. I think I was about 16.
Okay.
But when we got in there, we were with a studio called Taylor Made Studios, owned by James Taylor. And I didn't know much about how to work the buttons and make us sound, but I knew what we needed to sound like. So I was able to tell him, and he was like, man, you should really look into getting into recording because you got a good ear to be so young.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where it started. And after that, I started working with Leonard Williams, Lamar's Williams' dad.
Okay.
Me, Lamar's, his dad, and a gentleman by the name of Dwight Gordon, rest in peace.
Okay.
We had a group, and Leonard was running his his record label at the time.
Yeah.
And I started working for a record label, and that's what kind of introduced me to music. And I got hooked real bad, and Leonard was doing a few shows at the time. And one night we were in, I want to say Selma, Alabama, and the Kansas Spirituals were on the show.
Okay.
And they were like, I think it was Merlin, the bass player. He said, "Man, we're looking for a keyboard player." And I'm like, really? So I was a huge fan of the Kansas Spirituals.
Right.
I've been knowing them in the Christian era, the Southern era, all those years, following them and just to know that they were looking for a keyboard player. So he asked me to come and audition, and I did, and I was about 18.
Yeah.
And that's where it started.
Was gospel always the genre, I guess? Because being an artist, you can be flexible, right? But was gospel always the move for you?
Oh yeah, especially back then, because my parents, my grandparents, and my mom were very. We were church people. And we when the doors opened, we went to New Raven Hill Missionary Baptist Church, Subdivision number 2. All
right, shout out.
And back then, early on, it was pastored by Reverend Curtis Houston. I still remember that. Then Reverend Jesse Sutton Jr. after that.
Okay.
So we were always going to church, and my grandfather played guitar and the piano.
Okay, yeah.
Rest in peace, Robert Hicks. And my grandmother used to sing. They used to sing together, and they had a running joke at church. They used to call him what was his name? We're going to take you way back. Captain and Tennille.
Okay. I've heard that name.
It's way back now. Captain and Tennille of our church, because they would always play and sing together. So anyway, that gospel was instilled in me at an early age, and I fell in love with gospel music, and so that's what I wanted to do, and so when the opportunity came to be with the Kansas Spirituals, I jumped on it.
And Kansas Spiritual, this was early on when because it came from the father, as we talked to Harvey, so you sung with the father, right?
I did. Absolutely. He was one of my greatest mentors. He took all of us young guys under his wings, and he did his best to keep us in line. And he was pretty strict about how we carried ourselves. And that taught me a lot, because you gotta carry yourself a certain way, regardless of what kind of music you're doing.
Right.
I know a lot of artists, some artists don't really care. They feel like, hey, I can do what I want to do. But I was always taught to still, try to be respectful and maintain a certain image.
Right.
People, no matter whether you're singing R&B, blues, people don't want to see you on stage falling down drum.
Right.
They don't want to see it.
It still matters.
I agree. Some people don't agree, but that's just my personal feeling about it. So he was quite the disciplinarian when it came to stuff like that, and just coming up under him, I think it had a lot to do with the success that I was able to obtain.
And then growing in that space, being a musician as you were, because you started the keyboard. Were you also, how did you get from playing the keyboard to actually singing? I guess let's talk about that.
Well, back then I was playing and singing.
You were doing both. Okay, so you started out doing both.
I was playing and singing background.
Okay.
And Harvey gave me an opportunity. First CD I participated in with the Ken Spirits. He said, "Hey man, come sing this bridge."
Okay.
And I was practically brand new to the group.
And what was that song?
It was "Stand By Me," a remake of "Stand By Me."
Yeah.
And I did the bridge, and every chance he got, because at the time you had Harvey Sr. singing, Harvey Jr. singing, and Dwayne singing. So there wasn't a whole lot of room for Vick. So I understood that. I was young. I wasn't tripping.
Yeah.
So we did Live in Memphis 1, which turned out to be a legendary recording.
It was, yeah.
And not long after that, Harvey Sr. passed away. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
And that's when kind of the door opened up for me to sing more.
Yeah.
And I relished the opportunity, and we took advantage of it. And thankfully, we were able to continue on and continue winning awards and growing. And during that time, I was learning a lot about the music industry, because music industry is music industry. Whether it's blues, R&B, gospel, it's all the same business-wise when it comes to the business part. And that's why I learned so much about the business. And long story short, here we are.
Yeah. So what, and that's a lot of things. I know, we've got Commissioner Stamps who's helping, especially the Southern, we say Southern soul genre. What did you learn then working with, starting your own group and then working with the Kansas Spirituals on the business side of things? What are some things you learned early that some people don't even get to learn, at an early point in their life?
Well, especially back then. It's a little different now. But back then, it was important to have an attorney representing.
Oh, okay.
Because as the years progressed and people started learning more and more about the business, and social media came, that changed a lot of things. But back then, it was important to have an attorney, because we didn't have, for example, even registering your music back then. If you wanted to register your music with BMI, ASCAP, you couldn't do it online back then.
Oh, okay, like they're doing now.
Now we just go online, type in BMI.com and register your music and claim the publishing and ownership of it and all that.
Right.
Back then, you couldn't do it online.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So you either had to have a connect with somebody that had an in at BMI, ASCAP, or you had to have an attorney to do it for you.
Yeah.
They had long paper forms you had to fill out
to
get your songs registered.
Yeah.
And back then, it was just important to have, some kind of ties with the attorney to make sure your business was handled properly.
Right, because if you didn't know, you needed somebody to help guide that process so that you don't get, what I'm saying?
Sadly, a lot of artists got taken advantage of.
Yeah. Oh, wow. So would that be, and then forgive me the lack of music, would that be sort of with the registering, would the record label have anything to do with that, trying to make sure that, because not what we, like you're saying, nowadays artists can just put their music out there without a label per se.
Oh yeah, back then the label would put it out, and they would also claim ownership.
Oh, okay.
So that's how a lot of artists got messed around back in the early days.
Right,
right. You come up with a hit record, and you're looking at the checks you're getting, you're like, wait a minute, this ain't.
It should be more. Yeah.
Or you come, the artist passes away, and the family realizes, oh, we're not getting any residuals off of this. Why? Because the record label.
The record label.
That happened a whole lot back then. So that was one of the things. But now there's so many ways to educate yourself on the business. It's all online. You just type in what you're looking for, how to do this, how do I make money off TikTok? It's all online.
It's all online. So there's no excuse now. You as an artist, there's no excuse to if you get, I guess, messed around. If people say educating yourself is easier than it was back then.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, let's talk about that journey. You did gospel with Kansas Spirituals, and then the segue to, I guess, and I want to ask you about that too. Soul, you call it soul music, but how did you go from that journey from the gospel to soul music?
Well, I always loved me some blues, even when I was singing gospel. I remember we did Kansas Spirituals did a 2-week tour in Italy. It was right around Christmas holidays and New Year's holidays. And I'd say about the third or fourth day, I got real homesick.
Did you?
My grandparents were still living at the time.
Yeah.
And I called, check on them, see what they were doing. And
Yeah.
And I called her Big Mama. I said, Big Mama, what you doing? She said, oh, I'm cooking some potato pies and pecan pies and got my greens going. And I was sitting there going, Lord.
Yeah. Because family important. That was an important thing to be
so
around.
I was 2,000 miles away and we was eating pasta.
Oh my goodness.
But what got me through that trip was I had a CD player and some little speakers.
Okay.
And we listened to Bobby Blue Bland and B.B. King.
Yeah.
And Lil Milton and all the classics. We listened to that the whole time we was gone. That's what helped me get through the trip. I always loved some blues.
Yeah.
So by chance, I met Willie Clayton.
Okay. Shout out to Mr. Willie Clayton.
Willie was a fan of the Conspirators, and we were all fans of his.
Yeah.
So he had asked me about producing some gospel songs for him.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, yeah, sure. So we linked up on it and did a little gospel project. And he asked me, he said, well, man, you do gospel stuff. Can you do some blues? I said, yeah.
Okay.
So I wound up doing, some production and writing for Willie Clayton's. Matter of fact, I wrote and produced I Love Me Some You, one of his biggest records.
Yes.
And so, I kind of got a little reputation for producing. I wound up producing for Willie, Mel Waiters, Peggy Scott Adams.
Okay.
Marvin C.
Yeah.
Shirley Brown.
Okay.
That was a long list, actually. So I was singing gospel, but producing blues on the side.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people knew that.
Right.
So I was kind of working behind the scenes. So what I was doing, I would write a song, go in the studio and record it, and then Willie hear it.
Okay.
And I say, hey, what you think about this? And he said, I like this. He said, I'm gonna record it. He recorded. So one day I gave him a song and I said, hey, what you think? He said, I like it. I said, you gonna record it? He said, nah. I said, why not? He said, because you need to record it.
Okay.
And I had never thought about singing blues, soul blues, southern soul, whatever you want to call it. I never thought about it until that moment. I was maybe I do. So met Mel Waiters the same way. Mel was a Conspirator fan, and we became good friends. And Mel went in his pocket. God rest his soul. He went in his pocket and paid for my entire first CD.
Oh wow!
Never asked for a dime of his money back.
Oh wow!
Just wanted to help me get started.
Yeah.
So that's how I transitioned. And when I first transitioned, church folk mad at me.
Because this was early. Yeah, this time wasn't
a
the
lot
same.
different.
Yeah,
they were a lot different.
Not
they were
the
mad
same.
at me. Then the blues people, they didn't want to. They were slow to accept me because they thought they weren't sure if I was really serious about doing it or if I was just dibbling and dabbling and was gonna go back to gospel.
Yeah.
It was a little.
Well, back then it was they would think blurred line. You either gonna be this or you're gonna be that, and it was just like I said, different times.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, because we been talking with Mr. Harkwalker. He said, people think because he sounded like King George and I like Calvary, so it's just the times were different.
And back then, people thought that if you even listened to blues or R&B, you was the devil.
Oh, right. Right.
So,
that was we grew up, and I had those grandparents too. It was just you gonna be true to and it's just different understanding.
Right. Even my mama, mama now, she at first she didn't like me doing blues and southern soul, but now since everybody tell her how much they love my music, when you sing it again?
It makes her proud, I'm sure. Yeah. So your first, what was the name of that first one you?
Let's Dance. That was
Okay.
put out in 2000.
Okay.
It's kind of hard to find. You find it online, but finding hard copies of that CD is very hard.
Oh wow! So did they not just produce a lot of?
They did.
Okay.
But it's online though.
It's online. Okay. Let's Dance.
I listened to it a few months ago and was just shaking my head about how young I sound.
Right. Yeah. So what was the first big that record for you? The first one.
Let's Dance.
That was the name of the
song. It was the name of the CD as well as the song.
Was that the one that really put you out there?
Oh no.
What was
that? Was the first one that kind of broke me in the scene, so to speak.
Yeah.
But the first one that really hit, I think that was when you pack one bag, you better pack two.
Okay. Yeah. That was it. Okay. Well, you know, everybody know we played Forbidden Love Affair. I've been having this question for years, Vick. We're gonna get into it.
All right.
You had a lot of speculation. I know if you go on YouTube right now and pull up Forbidden Love Affair, it's like an argument in the comments right now about what that song. So break it down for us. Break it down for me.
So the song is what I call sensationalized.
Okay.
The story wasn't nearly as what the song said.
Oh, okay.
But the story was that there was a pastor, a pastor that was goo eyeing, so to speak, with the goo eyes, my significant other. Okay. And so just it gave me the idea for the song.
Okay, yeah.
So I added a little bit to the story to make it sound a little more exciting and sensationalized, but that's where the basis of the idea came from.
See, you can make a whole Tubi movie of your song right there, because people pretty much have plotted this story.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Right.
So,
and to be honest, my wife actually wrote a play about it, but we never.
You should.
We were gonna do.
You should.
She's got a whole play written about it. So we would do that.
Yeah, but
that's where the idea came from. And I remember when the song first came out, it was being played here, and there were some, again, times were a lot different then.
Right.
There were some pastors who were quite upset about the song. They didn't like the idea, and I got a call from Mr. Charles Evans.
Okay.
Mr. Charles Evans called me, and I'm gonna try to sound like son. I need you to come by the stage. I want to talk to you. I said, yes, sir.
Right. Because if he called, you gotta come.
Absolutely,
right.
Yes, sir. So I came by the station, and he said, I asked a preacher to come by the other day, and they asked me to start playing your song. He said, I told him to kiss my what. God rest in peace. Rest in peace. He said, I like the song. I like what you're doing. And, as long as you support us, we're gonna support you. And it taught me a lesson. I've always tried to be, supportive. This is one of the first stations that ever played my music. And I've always tried to be supportive. And I got so much love and respect. Handyman, Ragman, Outlaw, Queen B. I don't leave nobody out, but there's a long list of people that helped me get my music out when I was first getting started, and I got so much love and respect for them. And so much appreciation. Thank you, Handy.
Well, see, and then because I know I've talked to Black before, and I've talked to other, what we consider, I guess, Southern Soul or Soul, it wasn't being played on other stations.
No,
you had to come 90.1 and all the other stations.
Absolutely.
Did you find that hard back then, to even being from this area, not going to maybe to the other 107 and all?
It had a real big underground following.
Okay.
If you remember Marvin C's song Candlelit, that song couldn't get any radio play because of its suggestiveness of the song. It couldn't get any radio airplay.
Right.
It couldn't play it on any radio station. But it was a #1 hit. How?
How?
Because the underground success that was being played in every club in America.
That makes sense.
Every nightclub, every barbecue, you name it. Everybody that had a record player or was that records or cassettes?
Cassettes. It probably at the end into
everybody that had one was playing.
So it still made it and survived because people were still buying it.
Absolutely.
Anyway,
absolutely.
Regardless
Especially
of the
back
radio.
then, we didn't have streaming and people were buying music. So it was a #1 hit. Without any radio.
Without the radio. And I tell people the power of radio, right? And but in this case, when you have a hit song, it's
nothing can stop it. And, I use King George as an example now. King George became popular on TikTok.
That's what
Before anybody started playing his music. So you got a hit, you got a hit.
You got a hit. That's true.
Nobody can stop it.
And I want to go back to the power of radio, because that, like I'm telling the newer artists, even with the streams, right? Radio is still.
I had that argument with somebody. I can't remember who it was. Called a day or two ago, was trying to tell me the radio was important. Yes, it is.
It's still important.
Yes, it is. Because if you're in your car, most of us have some of us have. They only put CD players in cars anymore.
Right.
So most of us have a way to plug your phone up to your car, but
right,
like Canema and AT.
They don't have that.
that.
And even with the phone, they don't have that. You know, depending on type of phone they have, they may not have that option to do that.
So what when they get in the car, they turn on 9.1. They still listen. They still listen. Then sometimes you get tired of listening to your streaming, and you just click the radio on.
Yeah, because you want to hear from Handy.
Because what I was telling somebody the other day, the other part to that is, how will you know what songs are popular? Just from listening to your streaming.
Yeah.
What's hot? What's new?
Right.
You want to find out what's hot and new? Turn the radio.
Because the streaming gonna go by
what the radio.
Yeah. That's it. That's it. And then you enjoy hearing Handy. I enjoy tuning rag, man. You know, the radio personalities are still important too when it comes to, because Handy got a follower that if he plays something, they gonna, okay, let me pick this
legends. Yeah, Handy got Handy and Rag. All man, that guy had the biggest following. I used to listen to all day long 90.1 when I was laying around the house and didn't have a lot to do with. But I used to call up here when I first started putting out music. I call up here and request my song, change my voice. I changed my voice. Hey, can you play that bigger?
It worked though. It worked.
Yeah. So that's the power of radio, though. Any artist that thinks radio is not important anymore, you're sadly mistaken. It is.
Yeah, most definitely.
If it wasn't, then major artists. See, what I used to always try to do is try to kind of mimic what the quote unquote major artists would do.
Okay.
What they were doing is what I tried to do, and I think a lot of artists kind of need to pattern yourself after them a little bit. I give you a good example. A few years ago, the Barcades had a song called "What Grown Folks Do."
Yeah.
And do what grown folks do. It became so popular and successful on radio first. Yeah. Because Jazzy Faye, which is one of the members' son. Produced it. Loved it. First time I heard it, I was like, who is that?
Because they got that little beat to it,
that little bop to it. That song became so popular. They promoted the mess out of that song on radio. And it got so popular to where it bled over to everywhere. They got play on mainstream. They got play on blues. You name it. Yeah. But it started with radio. Yeah. So don't. I mean, now don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that sometimes I use Tucker, a good friend of mine. His success started in clubs. Okay. Tucker's music started getting played in the club before the radio. Right. But once it got popular in the club, just like King Joe, once it got popular on TikTok, and it came to radio, all that did was expand them even more. Right. Yeah. So either way, you still gotta have radio. You still gotta include it. Yeah. You can't miss out on radio. I know you naming that's why I was telling Terry, right? This and a few other, but what I love about you guys are probably one of the last generations to work with a Marvin, male waiters, and being able to, gain all of that from them. Even Willie Clayton. How does that help you today? Like, 'cause the newer artists, and we love the new artists, we love their style, but they didn't have that exposure to the greats where it first started. How do you carry that with you today? One thing is the amount of work that, and I'm not knocking anybody, I promise you I'm not. Yeah. I got so much love and respect for all the new artists that are doing their thing. They call me Unc. Yeah. I ain't so sure how I feel about that. They call me Unc. Yeah. So, but the amount of work we had to put in back then, man, some of the shows I opened up, like Mr. Ruben Hughes on the radio station up in Greenwood. Sorry if he was there. And he used to do a show. He used to do 2 shows a year up there. Listen to these kind of lineups he would have. I would open up a brand new artist. Right. I'd open up the show. Then you'd have Willie Clayton. Then you'd have Mel Waiters or Marvin Cease. Then you'd have Clarence Carter and Shirley Brown. Man.
In one show.
Can you imagine how much smoke was left on that stage?
Right. Right. Yes.
And this was a regular thing, you know. These were the people that were really working and doing it back then. So we had to work so hard to get your music heard and played because we didn't have TikTok, we didn't have Facebook and Instagram. We had
YouTube where you could stream.
And we didn't have that. So we back then we would go on radio tours where we would go radio station. All the radio stations that had a blues show, and most of them would only be 4 to 6 hours on a Saturday.
Yeah.
We would go to those stations. We'd sit down, interview with the jock, get to know them, develop a relationship with them, and that's how you had to go about getting your records played. Then that night when you were in that city, you had to go to the club
after the show.
After that, then meet the DJ there, because sometimes it wouldn't be the same DJ. You had to meet DJ, get to know them, and it was a lot of work involved.
But they did it right. That was their life.
So that's what I took from that. I took, having that work ethic. And I use social media. We all do, but I probably don't use it as much as I should because I'm still kind of using the old school. I do mine. We have relationships. And when I put out new music, I have relationships with people. I can call them and say, "Hey, I got a new record. Listen, tell me if you like it. I like it. We're gonna play this. Or we're gonna put this over here." And that comes from building relationships with people.
Right, and that's one thing. Me being from up around that agreement from Duck Hill, of course, around that area. But that's how I'm gonna hear it, Vick Allen. Because I know that they're gonna play your music. It'll be all day. Right. They're gonna put it in rotation because of that. And here as well, and other places I've heard. But that again, that work you put in and that way you learn, it works for you. To introduce your music. So I want to pause. I know you. Let's talk about before we get to it. Make It Rain. Is that the newest one that you have out right now? That's the new one. So tell us how did that you create? Did you write that?
I co-wrote that with a couple of friends, Mike and Ted, a couple of young producers. Now that's something I used to do all of my production, but I think it's smart to surround yourself with younger talent because everything, music especially, changes. And it doesn't even sound the same as it did back when I put out Pack Your Bag. I produced and co-wrote that. So I got some younger producers and we sat down and I had the idea. Initially, I wanted to do the song about Russ.
Okay.
Think about
shaking you know how he
but once I heard the music they produced, I was like, okay, I'm gonna take this one back. So that's I've had a lot of fun with that one. It's still one of my favorites. When the beat comes on, I'm just automatically.
And that's for me personally, being a Vick Allen fan, first of all. But I hadn't heard of one that I don't either you tap into or dance into. So you just had that what you took away from when you first started up until now, you've made the right moves when it comes to making music because it shows.
And what I tried to concentrate on, you notice I don't have a lot of slow songs.
Right.
A few, but I always believed in having music that you could perform and people would want to be
and it's the family cookout music. You can put on some Vick Allen and you're gonna have a good time.
That's what I always try to shoot for.
Well, we're gonna pause. We're gonna make it rain. I don't know. We're gonna find some one. Put my shades on, and we may throw some ones up in here. Okay, and let's hear it.
I was in the club one Saturday night, drinking with some partners and feeling right. Saw a beautiful girl from across the room. She was on the dance floor, doing fucking moves. So I had to get closer to get a better view. She saw me staring, so yeah, I can't help it. Let me see you shaking. Oh, come on, baby, shake that thing. If you shake it just right, baby. I just might make it rain. I don't need no holidays, baby. Let me see you shake it. I got a pocket full of camera, baby. Shake that thing. If you shake it just right, baby. I just might make it rain. It's time to party. Let's have some fun. I got my drink. Now let me buy you one. Girl, I wanna see you move your body in the way that you please. I wanna see you drop it low with your hands on your knees. So meet me on the dance floor, good chance. And I'll make it right if you do the right thing. Oh, baby, let me see you shake it. Come on, baby, shake that thing. If you shake it just right, baby, it'll feel real good. I just might make it rain. Baby, let me see you shake it. I gotta work it for my baby, shake that thing. If you do it, just right, baby. I just might make it rain. All straight to the sky. Keep your ass right. Keep your ass right. All straight to the sky. Keep your ass right. Come on, baby, shake that thing. Just keep it shaking just right, baby. Oh, baby, I just might make it rain. Girl, I don't mind, let me see you shake it. Please, please. Come on, baby, shake that, shake it, baby, shake it, baby. If you shake it just right, baby, you get all of my money, baby. I just might make it rain. Just might.
Sing it, Vick. You better sing it. That's now, y'all. I know everybody got lists and stuff, but that's probably my top 5 for this year, 2024. Make it rain. I'm just saying, you know. I'm just saying.
Definitely one of my favorites.
Definitely. That's like I said, all of them. I can go back for where you first started up until now, but that's hot. So, is there anybody that I know, older people that you work with, anybody you haven't worked with that you would like to work with? Because it should be the other way around, though. Because you know, but I'm sure you've seen what's happening.
I put it this way: there are a lot of legendary, I call them legendary artists that I'm a huge fan of. That of course, the opportunity ever presented itself to work with.
Okay.
I would jump out of airplane to do it.
Yeah.
Of course, William Bell, like I said, huge William Bell fan.
Okay.
Lattimore.
Yes.
I go on.
I saw him. I don't know if you saw the JMA, but he got up there and they straightened it out. Yeah.
I've worked with Bobby Rush quite a bit. But just I don't want to name a lot of names. Put it that way. There are a lot of new artists that I got a lot of love and respect for what they do, and as far as working together, I would. There's so many. I don't want to give names.
Yeah, because there are a lot. Great. Yeah. I mean, especially us diving into this world of Southern soul. We're all good. And I get music all the time. If I start naming names, I get in trouble. Young guy, I love what he does. Yeah. Shout out young guy.
Come to find out, we bumped into each other's store and find out we live 2 streets over.
Yeah. Okay, so there you go. Proximity. That's it.
There's so many. I don't want to name them.
Now they're great. I like I said, being able to go to the shows, and it's just they different styles of music, but they're great at making what they make. So definitely. What's next for Vick? What's next for you?
More music. I mean, I'm in a stage now where thankfully I'm doing it because I enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
It's always a hustle to it, but I just enjoy doing it. And you get to a point to where you put out what you like, what sounds good to you, and you almost don't, I won't say don't care, but you almost don't mind if people gravitate to it or not.
Yeah, because you have fun with it.
Yeah, I have so much fun with it, and I try to maintain a certain level of creativity.
Yeah,
and a certain level of just staying true to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I won't bend from that.
Yeah, no, you're doing like I said.
Me and Omar Cunningham used to have these conversations a lot about when it started changing, about what should we do to quote unquote remain relevant.
Right.
And I just got to the point where I said, well, if I got to change what I'm doing, then I just won't be.
Yeah, because it's a space for you. Yeah. Like obviously, we know that it's a space for your music. We need that because people, you're in front of the crowds when you perform. They're singing every word, and so that lets you know, no, you don't have to be like this person or whatever to steal.
Them cats back then, they was singing.
Yeah.
Marvin Cease was singing. Clarence Carter was singing.
Yeah.
Willie Clayton, them guys was singing. They weren't playing around.
Right.
So I try to keep that going. No disrespect. Some certain artists now, you got a few artists that kind of
different styles.
I won't call it singing necessarily, but that's what I do. So that's what I'm gonna keep doing.
That's it. Because like I said, it's what we grew up on. And like I tell people, I was raised. My dad a little bit older, so in our house it was common to hear Lattimore, Marvin Cease, and Johnny Taylor, and all those. So it was, for me, it's normal to hear the singing, and then also appreciate the newer styles and as I listen to them. So, where are you performing? Where are you performing next? Where's your next show?
This weekend will be in Tunica, Mississippi, at the Horseshoe Casino.
Tunica, Mississippi. So if you're there, is that, I know people.
Actually, no, I don't think so. I think this is either private or semi-private.
Got it. Okay. And then after this weekend, do you have any?
Yeah, we're going to, let me think. I got to go to Richmond, Virginia on the 24th with Terry Wright. We'll be in Richmond, Virginia.
Okay.
And then, just made me think about that 25th, that Sunday, I'll be here in Jackson.
Okay.
For the Farish Ford Fest.
I saw you ain't with Willie Clayton on that, right? Okay.
Right,
so, and that's on, you said the 25th.
25th.
The 25th. So we can catch you there.
And I don't know, I got to be careful. I know we're at a different radio station, but on the 16th, we're celebrating, can I say it? I can say Lady V's retirement from another radio station.
That's it,
And me and Willie Clayton, and actually my wife will be there singing too. We'll be there that night. And so we got a few things coming up. We go to Louisiana in October. So
you moving. And then I know with Vick, what is it? Vick Allen. What's your website?
VickAllenMusic.com.
If you want to see a journey of music from young Vick up until now, definitely check out that website. It's so rich with your work. And so I know from us at WNPR, myself, we appreciate you and all you've done for music.
Thank you.
And anything we can do.
And everybody here.
And we here to support you, and we'd love to have you back. I know we're coming up on our time. Is there anything you want to tell your fans and the people that love and care about you?
Yeah, keep supporting Southern Soul and Soul Blues. Keep supporting it, because I said years ago that this music was going to become mainstream. And it's becoming that.
It is.
It's becoming that.
Yeah, and I'm proud of it.
The crowds are getting younger.
I seen that.
Yeah, the crowds are getting younger and they're growing for the concerts. And what was his name? Used to be on late at night. Uncle Bobo. Uncle Bobo was the first person I ever heard say the word Southern Soul.
Okay, and that's what we've had that discussion. Yeah. And like I said, we asked that question when we first started. Thanks to Commissioner Stamps for spearheading the resolution.
Absolutely.
And but it was we understand blues and all the other stuff started here, but at least we can take ownership of something.
We got a couple other cities trying to claim it, but not.
Yeah, we know where it started. We know where it started. So definitely like to shout out to all the artists. Vick, I'm thankful you came to see us. I would love for you to come back anytime. I've enjoyed you, and I just appreciate you so much.
Say when.
I sure will. Guys, give it up for Vick Allen. Thank you so much. And that's all for us. You guys tune in next week. We got another. We keep on coming. We're gonna be interviewing the legendary Mr. Lenny Williams. So that's gonna be an awesome interview. We thank you. From here, from the Lounge Radio Show, your 4 o'clock happy hour. And Handy, you can take us out. See y'all next week.
Can't stand up 'cause he full of that. Now this kind of music said it's good for the soul. Mama used to play around the house. Y'all never grows old. When the weekend comes, all the fish grease in the air. A girl in a book would have folks dancing everywhere. Ain't nothing like some soul music. I need to hear some soul music. Listen. What happened to the music that we all used to love? Now the beat too loud, they talking too fast. Everybody wanna do it. These young people ain't talking about a thing. Stop popping and rocking, get up on the stage and just track quick slang. Like Johnny Hathaway, like good rhythm. Like Johnny Taylor when he sung Cheaper than Cheaper. That's so bad to sing it and not just putting on a show. Oh, that's one of the other other candy niggas that I bet they don't know. I sure do love some soul music. I wanna hear some soul music. Let me play. Check it out. Now for the last few years, I've been trying to do my thing. Up and down the highway, somewhere trying to stand. But when I leave this world, here's what I want y'all to say.